And my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So in this video, we'll be going through another question of the lead code, right? So I'll be taking you towards how you can solve this question of the lead code. What's the method to solving this out, right? How you can do that completely, right? Apart from that, what are the methods? How you can solve up this question? How will you build up the logic for the same? All of these respective things I'll be discussing with you into this particular video. So let's get started up here very quickly. See, it's just the very first thing over here. The thing is that if you're using the lead code IDEs, so there you'll automatically get this question, and you can just write up the program for this question into that IDE only, right? And in case if you want to use any other thing, so you can just use any IDE other than that, maybe kind of your PyCharm, or as I'm using Google Collab, right? So you can just write the whole program into that also. So that is completely your choice. Like for me, I'm using up this Google Collab IDE, right? So similarly, you can also choose something of your choice. Okay, perfect. So let's start the class over here. So what is a permutation, everyone? So permutation is an array of integers, okay, and that is an arrangement of its member into a sequence or into a linear order. Right. I just hope everyone knows about permutations, because that is something, a topic which everyone already knows, right? You might have studied about. So let's say we're having an array 1, 2, 3. Okay, and here we are having the permutations of those array 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, like that. We'll be having total 6 of the permutations for this particular or three numbers, right? Now, what will happen, the next permutation of an array of integers is the next lexicographically greater permutation of its integer. Absolutely right, it would be, because see, the reason is that what the permutation will be having next for the arrays of integers, right? That will be greater than the permutations of its own integers. So more formally, if I take it, if all the permutations of the array are sorted in one container according to their lexicographical order, then the next permutation of that array is the permutation that follows it in the sorted container. Absolutely right, right? Yeah. So in case if this kind of arrangement is not possible, so in that case the array must be rearranged as the lowest possible order. So yeah, in the case arrangement is not possible, so in that particular case the array must be rearranged as the lowest possible order, right? That is sorting in ascending order. So let's say the example is like if you want the next permutation of array ARR, right? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It is 1, 3, 2. Similarly, the more next will be 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, like that, right? So to that particular case, the next permutation of array 3 to 1 is 1, 2, 3, because 3 to 1 does not have a lexicographical rearrangement. Okay, right. So we are having an integer over here. We are giving an array of integer numbers, right? What do we have to do? We have to find the next permutation of nums. We have to find the next permutation of my numbers. Okay, so yeah, here the replacement that must be in the place. Okay, and we should use it only constant with the constant extra memory. Fine. Example, as in says here, we are having one input number 1, 2, 3, right? So output will be 1, 3, 2. Next we are having 3 to 1, so only 1, 2, 3, right? So that is how you will just get this complete order fulfilled up over here. What is the constant? It is like the number length will be less than 100 and greater than 1. Okay, that's the only the one constraints that we are having. So let's get started up over here for writing the whole program. So very first thing, I'll be making a class. Let's say that's a solution class. Okay, now I'll making a function def, let's say next permutation. Okay, def next permutation, let's say that's the function. Inside it, I'm going to pass the cells and I'm going to pass up the nums over here. I'm going to assign that to none. Okay, that's the part, right? There's a variable which is found. I'm going to set that as equal to false. Right out. Fine. Now simply I'll be applying my for loop. So for I in the range, okay, I in range, bracket, length of my nums. For I in the range bracket, length of my nums, okay, so that will be minus 1, comma 0, comma minus 1. Three factors we are having, three values, three ranges, right? Minus 1, 0, and then 1, right? Now I'll be applying my condition if if nums of I is greater than nums of I minus 1, if nums of I is greater than nums of I minus 1, so there now what will be happen, I'll be just writing over here nums in the bracket. I'll be just writing over here I, and I'll go to the last position. So here I'm just trying to do the slicing technique. Okay, here again for that nums I'll be doing the slicing technique. I colon again bracket colon colon minus 1, right? That's it. Moving here, I will be applying my next loop. So for j in range in the bracket of I comma length of nums. For j comma for j in range in the bracket I comma length of nums, I'll be applying my condition that if nums of j, means we have applied the loop here for the j thing, right? So again I'm just using that only for my conditions. If that is greater than the nums of I minus 1, if that is greater than the nums of I minus 1, so in that case I will just write nums I minus 1 comma nums of j, that will be equal to nums of j comma nums of I minus 1, right? That's it. Here I'm going to break up the condition from here. I'm going to apply up that found is equal to true. Okay, t will be capital for my true because that's a boolean value. Again I'm going to apply my condition over here. Fine, I would just simply apply my break condition from this particular case. And what I would just do, I would just get down, okay, come out of my for loop, and here apply a condition that if not found, if not found, so I would just reverse the numbers. So nums dot reverse, and we'll put the bracket like this for the reverse function. And that's it, what we had it to do into this complete program. So simply I just took a solution class, right? There I had used up this function which is your next permutation function, right? I just simply used out that. Now moving next to that, I had simply just used out this self common nums. Okay, self common nums for the same. Similarly, moving next, I just had this complete portion of your another part which was like for my I loop, right? How to go ahead and apply that all parts, right? Found is equal to, I set that as false, right? Moving next, then I applied my for loop. So for I in the range, I checked down to the length of my numbers minus 1, right? Then 0, and put the loop till minus 1. Then simply we checked out that if nums of I is greater than nums of I minus 1, in that case I would just do the slicing part, which is nums of I colon, which will be equal to nums of again I colon, and in the bracket colon colon minus 1. Fine. Moving next for j in the range, we have I comma length of nums. Okay. And next, if nums is greater as nums of j is greater than nums of I minus 1, then simply we are going to replace up the value. Swapping will be just doing up. So the method where I have just written nums of I minus 1 comma nums of j, which is equal to nums of j minus nums of I minus 1. That is a simple method where like how do we do the swapping exactly, right? That's how we do the swapping, if you remember out, right? And simply I break my statement from there, and will be set that found value as equal to true. After that we just have this another condition where if we have to just like write down that if in case you're not found that, right, with the help of not operator, if you're not found, so in that case nums dot reverse, I will just simply reverse out my whole number, and I'll just print that as in my result, right? So this is what is the whole program telling us about this complete part about your question. When we were reading out this question seems a little difficult to us, but now once you have learned about this question, it doesn't seem difficult at all for us to go ahead and learn about the same, right? So I just hope I'm pretty clear with how you can solve this complete question, what's the method, and how to approach solving out the questions like this further also.